The crypto markets just shredded on news that Russia has been pulling back from the Ukraine border. Good news. And I just made about $150,000. Can't complain. But the question is it too late to buy now? What are the top 10 coins that are going to absolutely explode if we don't go to war and if the US stock market doesn't crash? If the stars align, these top 10 coins that I'm going to talk about today are going to absolutely rip in the following months. If you're looking for the next 100x crypto project to buy into, you have come to the right place. My name is Cameron Foose, and I have been a professional day trader for nearly 20 years. I deposited $20,000 into an account, and in just over a year, it's now worth nearly $2 million. On this channel, I'm going to present to you the best altcoins to buy, such as getting into Mana before it ripped 595%, getting into Dogecoin before it ran 15,000%. So if you want to hear about all the best trade opportunities first, hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on the notifications bell so you can get these time-sensitive trade ideas immediately when my new videos go live. Brief interruption from today's big-time partnership with Champions Ascension. Now, we're doing something special today. I'm going to give away a year membership to my Discord. See this, guys? These are all my buys and sells for every play that I made. That's how I turned $20,000 into nearly $2 million in the last year alone. Now, if you want to get 1 year access to my private Telegram, all you got to do is join Champion Ascension's Discord, where they have 95,000 people already on board via the link in the description below. But let's just take a look at what Champions Ascension is. This is a AAA game with a play to earn aspect. Let's just take a look at the trailer here.
Kill or be killed.
Now, this just looks absolutely epic. You get to own your champion through releasing 10,000 unique NFTs where you then get to battle each other in a play to earn aspect on the blockchain. This is also founded by Chris DeWolf, co-founder and CEO of Jam City, and also the former MySpace co-founder. Let's just take a look at some of the gameplay here on the game because it looks absolutely stunning. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of Gladiator right here. Joaquin Phoenix says, no, you're gonna die. See you later. Whoop-ah. So overall, Champions Ascension is a AAA game looking very cool. Now, this is a very special and unique collaboration between me and Champions Ascension. If you want to get access to potentially win a whole year of my private Telegram group valued at $500, all you got to do is click the link below and join the Champions Ascension Discord. That's it. Let's get on with the video. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Again, this is not financial advice, just some juicy things that I do with my own personal finances, of which I just made $150,000 quite quickly after we issued several buy alerts on this initial breakout right here. If we look back at my Twitter account, as I posted on February 5th, but I posted on it first in my Telegram group. So if you want private access to all my alerts straight to your phone via Telegram before I post anything on Twitter, before it's all on YouTube, definitely get into that private group on Telegram. But you can see I posted here, hey guys, if we break out over this, we are going to absolutely rip. What happened following that? Bitcoin absolutely shredded, made a nice little chunk of change on that big rip. And then we locked in most of our profits here. And then the market dipped. Then we saw the news with Russia coming out. Oh shit, we're going to fucking war. Everything collapsed right into this premium support level, which I then posted on my private Telegram group saying Bitcoin sitting near support here. This could present dip buying opportunity. If these trends hold, of course, news of Russia plus Ukraine volatility news and change the charts in a second. But I did place some bets on this wager as I posted in my Telegram group saying, hey guys, we're now nearing the support level to start buying the dip. That's exactly what happened. Bitcoin came right into the support level and then shredded after that news was just released. Russia says it's begun to partial troop pullback from Ukraine. After this happened, thankfully, because war probably isn't the best thing for anybody and also for people who are trying to buy the dip like I was at that point, everything just started absolutely shredding. Now, we did see this massive run already on Bitcoin. So we were already up from the lows pretty significantly. You know, we ran to a peak of about 40%. A 40% run on Bitcoin is a pretty solid run that could potentially have a pullback. So the question is, are there still good plays right now to buy into? Well, let's just take a look at some few of the plays that you missed out on already, such as us getting into into Hero, back down here at 0.048, locking in gains, then buying the dip again down here at 0.055, and then absolutely shredding this entire thing all the way up here, locking in profits along the way up for Hero. So that's just an example of something that you might see inside of the Telegram group in the private Telegram, links below. So if we look back at some of my tweets from February 3rd, I said, I got about $1 million on standby in this account. This has been sitting for a month. I wasn't doing anything because the market wasn't in the right conditions and I was just waiting. You can see the balance is at 876,000. We look at the balance now on this account, it's now 970,000. That's about $100,000 profit just from this move alone. And I only used about 20 to 25% of this account to actually make any money on these runs because I wasn't sure. We're in a high risk, high volatility market right now. So I only used a small fraction of this portfolio to make a quick $100,000. In addition to that, buying the dip has paid off big time. As I mentioned on Bitcoin, when BTC was down here, this is when I started buying the dip in my futures account on Bybit. I highly recommend Bybit. This is what I use for all my active day trading on futures. Bar none, better than Binance, better than KuCoin. It's got the best, most feature-packed futures trading platform for active day traders. There's gonna be a link below to my referral link. Obviously, I get a little kickback. I have a spot account on KuCoin, but I don't trade futures there. I trade futures on Bybit because it's actually better. Okay, so that's why I recommend Bybit. If you look at the current positions that I had here, first of all, let's just look at Mana, which I'm absolutely crushing on. I'm up unrealized profit of $17,700. I locked in $2,000 profit today. I got in at 277, and I also closed a bunch of profits yesterday: 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7, 8, 9,000 plus the hundreds there. So it's probably about 10,000 plus 10, 12,000 plus 17 plus 2. I don't know what that is. 27, 30 something thousand on Mana, buying the dip there for a rip. Also Matic got in here about 160, locked in profits of about 1,300 today. And then also yesterday locked in $1, $2, $3, $4, $5,000 in profits. Then also FTM ripped the dip here on FTM, still long, open profit of 11,900, locked in about 1,200 today. Looked at the close profits here. I did lose about 1,200 here, but then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, another 7,000. So I don't know how much this is, maybe $60,000 plus in 2 days, just on trading futures on this massive rip, buying the dip, basically just trading this play, buying into the dip right here on support on the 13 EMA, ripping it to the upside. A lot of my active trades like this are not alerted in my Telegram. I usually only alert any swing trades because if I'm doing active day trades, it's too quick, too fast. You got to learn how to day trade, which is also illustrated it as well in my courses as well. But I really only talk about my actual swing trades, which you can see here. The current account balance is $969,000 as it was $870,000 just a few weeks ago before I had placed any trades, waiting for the right opportune moment. You can see right now, I just have PYR, VRA, RMRK as of right now. I don't have a whole lot of exposure right now, but there's a lot of plays. We're going to talk about maybe 10 plus plays that I'm interested in getting in or building more positions in the current positions that I have as well. So let's get right into the current plays that I'm definitely watching for getting into. First one is Hero. Now, I don't recommend buying Hero right now because we already got in early. We bought in the lows, bought in the bear trap at 0.048, then bought in again at 0.55, locked in my profits, right? So anytime I buy into something, I'm locking in profits on the way. I've sold here, 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 and my final sells were up 0.085 for a massive gain, right? Because I put about $100,000 each on my swing trades. So, every 10% is $10,000. How much did it go up from our initial buys? 70, 80,000, but I'm locking in 20 to 50%, 20 to 50%, 20 to 50%, 20 to 50%. So I don't pick one exit. I'm always locking in profits on the way. Maybe I'm locking in 50% here, 20% here, then another 100% up here. And all this kind of depends on how I'm feeling, but I'm always ensuring that I'm making money because we never know when these things are actively going to go up. But when it comes to the metaverse, which ecosystems are going to thrive? There's obviously Sand, Mana, Wilder World, which we're going to talk about all those as well today. But I definitely think Meta Hero in conjunction with Everdome is a winning combination. If you haven't watched the dedicated review that I just did on Everdome, I've done multiple. I just did another one this week. All the latest updates on Everdome are absolutely amazing. One of the coolest things that they're doing, how well they can execute this, I don't know. It's going to be crazy, right? World's first metaverse stock market and forex market. I'm a day trader. This is fascinating to me. I don't know how they're going to do it, but the idea is absolutely amazing. The metaverse is going to be on Mars. They actually just launched on OKX for Everdome token. This thing is absolutely shredding from 0.0 0.001 all the way up to 0.068. So it's like a 60x ROI. I took about a 5%, 10% position off the table at 0.038. It's already up another 100% from here, right? So obviously buying on these massive rips, you're putting yourself at exposure. But what I'm looking for, again, because I already locked in all my profits on this first trade on Hero, is potential dips back down to about 0.69, 0.7-ish, retesting the support zones. And I don't necessarily like buying when we're definitely overbought on the chart. But overall, I think as an ecosystem, Meta Hero plus Everdome, they're doing one of the coolest things across the board as far as creating an ecosystem and economy inside of the metaverse. So I'm definitely very bullish on Everdome and Hero. Next up is UOS, something that I'm not currently in, but I would like to get into UOS. I was initially thinking like right here, this is when Bitcoin was breaking out of that ascending trend where everything ripped, but I didn't buy into UOS. But I was like, maybe, I don't know if this is actually gonna be the reversal on Bitcoin, but it was. Thankfully, I was partially in there. I bought about 25 to 30% of my portfolio in longs, made a bunch of money real quick, but UOS wasn't one of the top choices that I picked. But now after things have kind of, come back up and down, I'm definitely looking to buy. And I was looking to buy right down here. I believe this was like a late night thing. And I was just like, I'm tired. Like, I don't know what's happening here. We got this Russia news. Everything's crazy. I bought some other coins and UOS again wasn't one of them. And I kind of regret it because it then ripped like 30, 40% right here. But overall, the trend is now not bearish anymore. We're actually kind of neutral. So what I'm hoping for on UOS is a consolidation in this range where I can potentially get in on a dip and then we break out over this level about 139. And that's where we're going to see that probably potential move straight up to $2 per share, which is going to be about another 45% from where the current breakout level is right here. But right, I would actually prefer to get in maybe down here, which will then open up the opportunity for a 70% gain. Ultra is the new era for gamers, guys. This is basically the Steam of blockchain gaming. So what's cool about Ultra is that you're not necessarily betting on a game. Betting on a game is risky because you don't know if that game is going to be successful. But if you're betting on a gaming ecosystem where a bunch of games, there's going to be winning games on it, there's going to be losing games on it. If everyone's using this gaming ecosystem, that is a win-win situation with much less risk because it's much less likely that a good gaming ecosystem is actually going to fail as opposed to a lot of games fail. A lot of people don't play a lot of games that are released, right? Like when I think about Xbox, I play like 2 games on Xbox, and how many hundreds of games are on Xbox? Because only a few actually stand out. That's why there's like legacy games like Call of Duty, Halo, right? They just continually make the same fucking game over and update it because that's just what people like to play. Trying to create a new game to compete with those is very difficult. So betting on a new game is very difficult, but betting on an ecosystem, that's like betting on Xbox as opposed to betting on some random new game coming to Xbox, right? Xbox is a winning situation. It's a winning ecosystem. So Ultra, I'm definitely bullish on Ultra. I would just like a little bit better opportunity to get in where my risk management is a little bit better. It's just been extremely volatile. So my entries and exits opportunities have just been a little bit like, right? Just not super comfortable with getting in on UOS as of yet, but I'm definitely watching and very bullish on Ultra as a whole. Veracity is another one that we're in right now. We bought the dip right here. Same situation. Everything's in the same fucking pattern, guys. Bitcoin was on the dip right here. Where was Ultra? Right at the same thing, 13,920 EMAs. That's what I did on Veracity. Same situation. Rather than buying Bitcoin, I just bought Veracity because it's the same fucking pattern. But rather than Bitcoin running 4%, Veracity is going to run 20 to 15%, right? So it's just betting on altcoins is basically looking for the same patterns on altcoins, but a good utility and good project, but it's just going to move, 2 to 5x faster than Bitcoin or Ethereum. So overall, we're in on the dip on Veracity, 3.9 million coins of Veracity, about $118,000 worth. Currently, as of right now, I would like to see this consolidate here, form up in this kind of cup and handle triangle breakout pattern, and then we break out over 0.035, and that's going to lead to a shred probably to about 0.056, maybe to 0.06 here, probably somewhere in this range. As long as, we don't go to fucking war and we don't enter a massive bear market on the US stocks. I think this is kind of the profit range that I'm looking for, between about 0.005 and 0.062 would be the ideal kind of like safe to say profit target. Whether we go to all-time highs, I don't fucking know. I'll be locking in gains along the way up for Veracity, or I'll stop out for a loss or even a small profit if we just absolutely eat shit and start breaking back down below these levels. I won't continue to hold this. Next up, guys, is Wilder World. This was a pain in my ass, okay? Because I actually just initially did make some money on Wilder World on this run up right here, but this little fuckery right here, it stopped me out, which was very annoying because it was just an unnecessary loss. We look at the intraday chart, just this crazy spike right here, and then another crazy spike right here. And then all of a sudden the Russia news came out saying that we're backing off, and then Wilder World just continually started shredding up here. Obviously, I'm very bullish on Wilder World. It's the most hip metaverse ecosystem. They got, you know, the Chad Knight, one of the leading shoe designers from Nike, is now joined the team. They got a great team. I've actually been on a call with them. Very cool guys. Brief interruption from today's sponsor, guys. Supremacy. Watch, play, earn, and destroy. This looks pretty freaking awesome. Obviously, mech suits are all the rage. You ever play Titanfall? That game was absolutely amazing. Supremacy is kind of like this AI blockchain version. Now, obviously, there's games like Axie Infinity out there that are very cool play to earn, but they're not sustainable. Supremacy has solved this problem by creating some feedback adjustments, right? What they're doing is they're setting it in the year 2149. Governments have fallen and the world is a battleground for AI-run syndicates. You pledge your allegiance to your syndicate and influence their battles and earn. This kind of reminds me of Hunger Games, where you have tributes and then you can sponsor them and send little packages in there. That's literally what they're doing. Right now, they have the phase 1 launch where there's the 24/7 interactive watch and play to earn battle arena. They have the subs public token sale. They have the 10,000 Genesis 3D War Machine mechs NFT sale. And then after that, you enlist in one of the 3 syndicates and use your economic power to trigger game actions and win battles for your conglomerate. Overall, this list looks absolutely stunning. And what's really cool in phase 4, they have these human pilot features where you can actually go in and then control the actual mech suit and then win and fight battles in a play to earn arena. So if you actually want to play this mini game, you're going to go to supremacy.game and click run simulation. Play the mini game, and how you're going to do this is actually play to win. And if you win, you get access to potentially getting whitelisted for the upcoming presale, which is coming out February 22nd. Get in now at supremacy.game. Go check it out. It looks amazing. As far as cool metaverses go, I think Wilder World is probably the most hip and coolest metaverse ecosystem. They got a bunch of cool projects. Looking at the chart though, I was in on the dip at the 913.20 EMAs here, hoping for this to bounce and to shred through this level. Unfortunately, whatever happened right here totally fucked us on that, because rather than us just shredding off this level and ripping probably up to about $3 per coin that we should have, there was this massive sell-off, and then the Bitcoin non-Russia war rally was just recovering, right? It wasn't a rally, it was a recovery from this stupid sell-off that happened right here. So as of right now, I don't like buying into big, long, white dick candles like this, like a big dildo. It's a bad habit for long-term traders to continually chase candles. So as of right now, I would like to see a little bit more consolidation, but if we break out over this descending trend line right here, as well as this horizontal resistance at about $2 per coin, this thing could absolutely shred and start ripping. So I'm definitely bullish. Wilder World moving up towards $3 to potentially $4 per coin, definitely not out of the question. Was about 100% gainer from where we are now. My only problem with right now is this volatility on relatively low volume is a little bit scary, and it's annoying because I'm also a little bit mentally damaged from that fuckery right there where it just stopped me out, and then this massive pump, and now it's like, okay, is it gonna fucking dump now? Are we gonna go to war with Russia and all of a sudden this fucking thing just dumps again, and then I'm even double pissed off because I got stopped out twice on this fuckery? So overall, ecosystem wise, metaverse wise, extremely bullish on Wilder World. Just technically and emotionally a little bit distraught by that latest situation. Breaking out of its descending trend line, I'm very bullish on Wilder World, both technically as well as the ecosystem and as a metaverse play. Next up is PYR, Vulcan Forged. Now, we got into this one initially upon this breakout here, descending wedge pattern breakout. Got in here on this descending wedge, locked in gains, sold all for gains. Then I started buying the dip. I actually got stopped out once or twice here and then rebought, and then it started shredding off these lows. And now I'm looking for this again, similar pattern here, to form up this kind of descending triangle cup and handle formation and then start pumping, maybe hit my profit targets about 1893, upwards of 2207 would be kind of the first initial ideal profit targets. From there, the trend would then essentially be flipped back to very bullish. And from there, we could just continue pumping up. But as of right now, just from my initial entry from down here, that's like an 85% gain. I would love to lock in an 85% gain on this trade. It's actually my biggest position right now on KuCoin. You can say I have 8,900 shares, about $127,000 worth of PYR. Overall, again, this is a gaming ecosystem, Vulcan Forge, premium blockchain gaming ecosystem. You're not betting on a single game. You're betting on blockchain gaming in general, right? That's what this is. That's what Ultra is. The next one is RMRK, Remark. Another play that we had started buying into on the actual descending wedge breakout here. Bought this dip, sold this rip for profits, started buying in again. this started dipping slightly below the 29 and 13 EMAs, and I got stopped out again, just like I did on PYR, but then I bought back in, and then I got stopped out again partially, but still held on to a small piece, which you can see I still have just a small piece here, about 2,100 shares. It's about $44,000 worth, because I did get a partial stop out because the volatility was a little too great. We kept dipping. War with Russia was on the brink. We didn't know if it was going to be good news or bad news. And then thankfully, just for the sake of not going to fucking war, Russia started pulling back troops. But we don't know if that's the end. Maybe we go to fucking war with Russia tomorrow and everything drops 50%. We don't know what's going to happen. So you always need to have stops in place and understand that we're on the cusp of some very good news or some very, very, very fucking bad news, which is going to send everything to shit. So that's why it's a very difficult and volatile market right now, because there's so many different things. US 30 could absolutely just eat shit right now. We're pumping up right now. The probability of this potentially coming back down to 30K is, I would say, relatively high. Inflation's out of this fucking world on a fucking rip from, 20K nonstop, no real pullbacks yet. I'm nervous and very cautious about a economic meltdown. So that's why I sold my hodl positions, and I'm currently just earning on Anchor, right? Almost $1 million on Anchor, and I'm earning 19.38%. I'm earning $475 per day doing absolutely nothing. You can see I've earned $14,733 on Anchor earning interest. You can see just every day up, $475 per day doing nothing, right? This money could just be sitting in my business checking account doing absolutely nothing. Instead, you can put it on Anchor protocol and earn 19%, which is just absolutely crazy that this kind of shit exists on DeFi. So for me, I don't like hodling. I don't care if shit goes double from here. That's why I have $1.3 million in my day trading account, so I can fuck around with volatility. As far as long-term holdings, I would rather wait for Bitcoin to potentially drop to 20 to 30K. And then maybe I'll consider buying the dip again. Okay, but right now, brink of fucking inflation, market collapse, Russia war, I don't want to be exposed. Okay, so I'm much happier earning $475 per day or about $15,000 per month risk-free. So that's the current situation on that. We also have, let's look at some other plays. Obviously XRP, guys. Obviously, I had been holding XRP for quite a long time as a hodler and then continually made a lot of money and then continually lost it all. This is my lesson on hodling. It's just absolutely stupid. But overall, we're still continually forming up this potentially bullish descending wedge. So as far as XRP goes, I'll trade it from a technical standpoint. But as far as continuing to hodl through all this bullshit in the case, now we're talking about the case maybe not being settled till the end of the year. It's just going to be continually exposed to the market volatility and potentially going down. If XRP drops to 30 cents, I'll potentially rebuy it. But right now, throughout all this bullshit, there's so much better opportunities and less risky opportunities, not on the brink of fucking failure or getting fucked by the SEC. I don't know if they're going to win or not. But obviously, they haven't won yet. There's no fucking settlement. And now the case is pushed back towards the end of the year. So obviously, they don't have that good a case, or the settlement would have came a long time ago. Okay, so that makes me a little bit more cautious about hodling XRP. And there is so much opportunity during this entire time to make money on safer and much more big return plays than to try to hold on to XRP. Obviously, if they win the case, I'll readdress it. Or if it drops to 30 cents, I'll readdress it. Another one is Blocktopia, guys, which I do like Blocktopia. They do have a lot of interesting partnerships that are going on. And as a project, it seems pretty cool. Binance, I think, has an office space there. KeyCoin does. A lot of big name people and companies have become part of this ecosystem. But as far as the price action goes, this thing is just continually ate shit. We actually bought the dip down here looking for a bear trap for it just to snap back and rip. But every time the market has ripped as of late, Blocktopia hasn't done shit. Every other coin that I've talked about is above the 9, 20, and 13 EMAs and is now in a bullish short-term trend. Blocktopia is still in a shit storm of a negative bearish trend, retesting these support levels down here now. But if we do flip this trend and the market does flip, Blocktopia is so depressed in price, it could definitely potentially go on another massive run. I feel like there's a lot of people on the sidelines that have been watching this. People just aren't buying into it because there's no fucking activity. If the stars align, market flips, they release some sort of news, and we get back above the 9, 13, and 20 EMAs, there's going to be a point in time probably where Blocktopia has another bender of a run and runs, 1 to 2 to 300% and starts pumping back up towards, $6 to $7 per coin on Blocktopia. Currently, I have no position, but I'm definitely watching. Also, Mana, guys, I did buy the dip here, but I'm looking to potentially lock in gains. I locked in a lot of the gains already, but looking to lock in more gains as we reach these levels between about 349 upwards of 389. Phantom Opera, definitely bullish on this ecosystem. I also bought the dip down here in this range that we see on my Bybit account. Phantom got in down here 185, currently up about 12,000. Open locked in $1,200 yesterday, as well as locked in, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 6 in profits there. Definitely bullish on Phantom Opera ecosystem. They're doing a bunch of cool stuff with DeFi. Sand, I do like this chart. If we look at this actual descending trend that's forming up right here, if Sand starts pumping over 440s, this could definitely start flying. I think Sand's got the most coolest partnerships. They seem to be, I think, the biggest in the game of the metaverse as far as hype goes. Okay. I haven't really messed around with the actual ecosystem. I haven't purchased land in there. I thought about buying land in there like 9 months ago. I probably wish I did now, but I didn't. But overall, Sand is probably the most well-known metaverse ecosystem that there is. So I'm definitely bullish on Sand. I definitely think if the market goes, Sand's going to fucking go. It's probably going to retest all-time highs, but I want to see it break out above this descending trend line first. It's got to potentially dip right here or break out above 440s, and I would definitely be bullish. My last couple favorite plays here, guys. Matic, definitely very bullish on Matic. If you want to hodl anything, if I was going to hodl anything, it'd probably be Matic and ENJ. Matic is basically a better Ethereum, basically zero gas fees, and you're basically using Ethereum. I'm actually working on a project right now. We're probably going to be building it on top of the Matic USDT ecosystem. Definitely bullish on Matic. Bought the dip here as we have in my Bybit account. In at 161, locked in a bunch of gains on Matic, 10,000, locked in another $1,300. Today, locked in a bunch of gains yesterday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably about $7,000, $8,000 locked in yesterday on that rip. Very bullish on Matic. And then there's also ENJ, basically the NFT ecosystem boss hoss. This was another thing with my hodling. I bought in here perfectly, locked in a little bit of gains on ENJ, and then gave it all back. Hodling is so fucking stupid. Lock in your fucking gains. I learned this time and time again. That's why I sold my entire hodl position and said, you know what? I would rather earn 19% per year on my hodl position and then use my $1 million day trading account to fucking shred when things are in my favor and not be exposed to these stupid fucking downsides that we see time and time again in crypto. But Engine, right? This is basically, especially for individuals, not only that, but also for businesses who want to start implementing NFTs into their actual business. They have this kind of ecosystem, which is why I'm very, very bullish on this, because NFTs are going to be part of every fucking business in the future. So Engine, as far as if you want to hodl, and I'm going to continually trade it as more and more setups start setting up. But as far as hodling, I don't really have that much interest in hodling anything. But as far as just trading the patterns, I like trading ENJ because if things go up, I know ENJ is going to go up because this is a bullish ecosystem. There's also Network, which I wanted to get in down here. I just didn't have the balls at the time. I was too scared of Russia. Also, I do like Atlas. I rode this entire wave, locked in a bunch of profits up here, but then I did lose a bunch on the way down, and then ended up just selling my entire position back up here after making a bunch here. But I'm definitely bullish on Atlas. It's extremely oversold. There's a lot of upside potential. This is definitely the #1 game being built on Solana. Star Atlas is definitely very cool. But anyways, guys, that's basically a wrap for today's video. A little bit of a scary market out there, right? US stocks on the potential brink of a stock market meltdown. Eventually, it's going to happen. I don't know when, but this inflation bubble is going to pop, and we're probably going to come crashing down, as well as what if we fucking go to war with Russia all of a sudden in the next tomorrow? Who knows? Everything's going to come crashing down. So be careful. But if the stars align, if Bitcoin does reach my potential target of 60K, as I mentioned in the last video, as I said, the last 2 times Bitcoin broke out of these wedge patterns, what do we have here? 62%. What do we have here? 55%. So we can maybe average out 58% from here, 58%, which would lead us to about 60K profit target on Bitcoin. If we break out over this kind of cup and handle pattern, I think we will definitely see a 50 to 60K mark on Bitcoin. But also, the factor of how is the US stock market holding up and are we going to fucking war with Russia could definitely influence that. But if we remain in this trend and start pushing up, every coin that I talked about today is going to fucking absolutely shred, and we can make a lot of money. But lock in gains on the way up. Don't get too fanatical about how much money you're going to make. If it goes to fucking 150x, be realistic. Lock in profits on the way up because there's always a dip. Use those profits that you locked in, buy the dip lower. Anyways, that's a wrap for today's, guys. See you in the next one.